Are you still waiting for an invite or? Oh, okay. I haven't gotten a notification we're live yet. Oh, it's probably in good live.
Make sure everything's working properly real quick. Awesome. Looks like it is. Perfect. Hello. Welcome everybody to today's Overwatch national stream. It's been a little bit since we've seen our guys in action. It's been about, say, a couple weeks now. Ever since their
About 2 weeks.
yeah, unfortunate playoffs elimination, but we're not done with them yet, as we have some nationals to look forward to. I'm joined here by the VA Beast.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Today we got a game against, I'm assuming that said Widener.
Yes, it'll be Widener University versus our Tarleton State team. As you can see, we're in the lobby now. So getting things finalized here for the stream, as well as preparing to start our bans for first control.
And we have it. This time joining us for the A team is going to be Gimmick the Mimic. Here, I'm assuming on support.
Yeah, and
We're
for
going to
those
see
of
a
you,
little bit of a Moira.
yeah, for those who aren't familiar, he's a primarily a Moira player. I believe he mixes some Brig in now and then. But looking forward to his debut. I appreciate Dampish Penny's recommendation here of all spectating for streaming. It definitely does help. Because I believe in our playoffs match we had I think it was our team only, kind of made things a little awkward. Couldn't see the ult economy and all that extra stuff. So it is nice to have that.
These commentators a little bit in the dark on a lot of info, so makes it a little bit nicer.
Yeah, always got to appreciate that. But it looks like we're getting started here with the ban tier momentarily. And what's kind of the expectation for you going into this game?
I do think it's going to be I do love how Tarleton has been playing and what we saw from them. I mean, during their playoffs, their one game where they ended up getting eliminated, it wasn't like a complete steamroll. We have some fighting spirit, but today we do have Dampish Penny is going to be on DPS this game, so probably going to see a lot of Bastion. And, I mean, obviously Gimmick the Mimic is going to be on Moira, Bob on Kiri. I heard a rumor that Fried Rice may be playing a little bit of Doomfist today. And then Zorz, who knows what that guy will play.
Yeah, but very interesting. But exciting nonetheless. Getting to see Dampish Penny back on a role that he played majority of last year, which we know he can do pretty effectively.
I mean, seeing the amount of practice he puts in just to aim is just insane. I've seen some of it. It's a lot. But his tracking is just probably one of the best things that I've seen about him. I was playing with him one time, and pretty sure he got accusated.
Huh.
But, no. I think today's going to be a good game. I don't know much about Widener here. But I think overall it's just going to be a fun thing to watch today, and just got to not let the mentals get chopped too early on and just got to have fun. Just got to remember, it is a game.
Yeah, really looking forward to what will hopefully be a competitive match here as we get the opening ban of Oasis from Zorz, I believe. That's what's happening here is they kind of mix up the ban order here at the beginning, as you can see. But
going Lijiang.
Yeah, Tommy's going to go ahead and lock in Lijiang as our first map here for control.
One of my favorite maps, honestly. Especially going a little bit of a Lucio. Oh, there's so much you can do.
You can see some of these hybrid comps, like involving the Winston, a bit of dive, speed, like you said, mentioning Lucio, along with some of the poke. Like, I believe on that, I don't know if it's the first point. A lot of high ground positions you can play. Certain poke characters. But it's going to be interesting to see what the strategy looks like from both teams going into that one.
I mean, honestly, this isn't a bad Doomfist map if Fried Rice does play it. This'll be interesting for sure. Lock in a little team comp. I'm assuming I'm gonna go with. Just saying. Let's see. Fried rice. I'm just gonna say by the rumors it's Doom, but comp wise I think he might go Malga. Zor's probably Sojourn. Dampest Penny maybe the Bastion. Bob, Kiri, Gimmick, Moira. That's my prediction for it. But here we go. We're getting started.
Yeah, with no more time to be wasted. Oh, the wrong button.
Oh no! I just saw a ball out of fried rice. A little bit of a troll pick at the beginning, just maybe throw off the team.
We're gonna get those initial selections here in the next 15 seconds.
If I did see correctly, we might be seeing a bit of a sim TP than instant swap from Widener University here.
And there you have it. It's going to be Doomfist.
It is. Dampest Penny on May, Zor's on the Tracer, Fried Rice, Doomfist. Oh, Dampest Penny switching to Soldier. Bob Kiri, Gimmick on the Moira. And then enemy team, oh that'll be fun. We're going, enemy team is Sojourn, probably going to swap the Tracer from the Sim. Arissa.
And we're looking at two compositions that don't have really anything in common. It's going to be interesting to see how these two end up interacting together.
That Zen may be getting picked off pretty fast.
It's going to be Fried Rice to work his way towards the point here pretty quickly, but he's eliminated immediately. It's a Zenyatta Vestige to take him out. So without their tank, priority's going to be given up here by Tarleton. They kind of sit on the edges now and play a little more conservative as we wait for Fried Rice to come back. Thankfully for them. And wow, an insta-swap to Malga, so the Doomfist arc won't last too long here. Maybe we'll see it again at some point during the series, but not here, as Zenyatta clearly causing problems in the beginning. Nevertheless, Fried Rice going to work his way on the point. Deal with a few of those sim turrets. Continue to tank for his team here. Big stomp landed on the Orisa. Doing what he can to keep himself up. Sitting on about 1 HP. It's going to be Gimmick to keep him alive. Zor's and Dampish Penny trading out kills here. And it's already the window being earned up somehow by one Magic Mind. So this could be an issue for Tarleton.
We are coming up on Coalescence and Visor pretty soon.
It'll be Flex to take out Gimmick. See what Zor's is able to make happen.
There we go. Dampest Penny taking out the Orisa. Best is taking out Fried Rice. One Magic Mind took out Dampest Penny, and that's going to be just everyone dead on the side of Tarleton.
It was looking like there might have been an opportunity there when Tarleton eliminated the Orisa, but that opportunity quickly goes away as Fried Rice will fall not soon after. See if Zor's can make something happen with this Pulse Bomb. He's going to get hit pretty hard. Healed up right away, though. Across the bridge now. Definitely one of those comfort picks for him.
Everyone on the side of Tarleton falling down really low, especially Fried Rice going down. And he swapped onto the Orisa to try and mirror match it.
And Tarleton, not even with an opportunity. It's going to be shut down. It's Flex with the overclock, taken out too. And we're looking at 80% cap now as Tarleton needs to find a way to utilize these ultimates and get back into the site. It's going to be an attempt there from Zor's. He gets discorded and dealt with pretty quickly, so without that recall available, it's going to have to be someone else to create space here. And maybe that could fall to Fried Rice and his responsibility. But now we're looking at 99%. Zor's off the map. Gimmick taking out one in Flex. OT has been triggered, but gonna have to do what they can to stall on the point. It's not looking good for Tarleton as Schmoopel takes down two. And it'll be a pretty clean opener here for Widener.
Yeah, looking at that, it was just opening pick. Mainly just that Zen getting that Discord off onto Fried Rice almost every fight. Fried Rice is just getting deleted, and it don't matter what he goes. Everyone's just focusing him, and he blows up. I mean, I'm not sure what Tarleton can really do here. Dampest Penny is going to swap as well as Zor's. We're going to see a May and a Cass, and then Fried Rice on the Zarya here. Dampish Penny going back onto the Bastion. Zarya will help with that Orisa. Be really nice to have that to penetrate the spin and just do a lot more damage overall.
Yeah, pretty tough start for the Texans, but nevertheless, still 2 points to go here, potentially, on our opener in control on Li Jiang.
Here comes TP going top window onto point instantly.
Source.
Widener gonna have the first possession of the point, most likely. Having priority on it.
Flex taking out Dampish Penny here to open us up. See if Fried Rice is able to get anything done on the point, but he's getting focused pretty hard. Discorded, having to deal with a lot of this pressure himself. Gets knocked off the map. Bob's going to take out one, but it might not matter. 2 kills get traded back in the favor of Tarleton, though. See if Zorse is able to get anything else done. That Baptiste taken down pretty weak. He's going to re-engage here. Gets the kill. But unfortunately for Zorse, don't know if he's able to get anything else done. No, he's not. Follow-up from Bob, though. Tarleton still maybe with an opportunity. Bob getting multiple kills. 3 frags for Bob.
Bob. That's not something you see very often. A support getting 3 kills. And 2 of those being headshots. Those kunais are lethal. I'll tell you that right now.
Really wish I could have caught that. Something insane out of Bob there to immediately take the point back for Tarleton.
We're going to see a swap onto the Hazard.
Yeah, despite losing their tank in that fight, seemingly didn't matter. Zorse is able to trade out a few of those. Pulse Bomb's going to be used here. Not going to find a connection, it seems.
Here comes the TP.
Pretty good
Lamp
Amort.
comes out as well.
Zorse finds opener on the flex. Taken down pretty weak here. Let's see if he tries to re-engage, go for more. Dampish Penny. Gonna find one. This is going well in favor of Tarleton. Widener's gonna be having to back out of this one. It'll be Zorse and Dampish Penny to get a stagger kill onto Hanekawa. That's definitely what you like to see.
Yeah. This point's looking a lot better, causing the enemy team to have to swap here, and Hanekawa's going to swap onto the Hanzo from the Sim. Dampish Penny not finding anyone with that artillery. Schmoople, sorry, is swapping onto the Zarya as well.
Fried Rice is getting ever closer to his grab.
Wow,
Tarleton doing their best to try and kite out this window. Zorse is going to be the first to fall. We'll see if Fried Rice is able to fight back. It's going to be counter ultimate here from Bob.
Gotta love Kitsune Rush. A lot of healing going to be coming out from this.
Yeah, Kitsune doing decent work. Overclock being employed as well from Flex. He's taken down pretty low. Fried Rice doing what he can to stay up. It's going to be Gimmick with the... Wow, so many ultimates being utilized. Pretty hard to keep up. Dampish Penny's going to be the first one to fall. Good healing here from Gimmick. Second kill is going to be found onto Zorse by Vestige. It seems like the decision from Tarleton is just to reset and fall off the map after gaining 99% on the point. So, a few ultimates available for them as well.
I mean, this could be massive, having that grab with Pulse and the artillery from Dampish Penny. If Fried Rice hits a really big grab here, ooh, that's rough.
Big kill from Schmoople there.
Grab, it could be an absolute just win for the map, or the round, I guess.
Zor's going to rejoin his team in the action. See if he's able to find anything with this pulse. There's the grab, but it's going to be countered by the Hanzo ultimate. So Fried Rice has been dealt with. About 50% cap now for Widener. So you begin to worry a little bit for Tarleton.
I mean, if you look at the ult economy from Widener, they don't really have anything going now. The only thing they have is maybe Bath Window coming up soon. But now we have 3 ultimates on the side of Tarleton ready to go. Fried Rice
I must
really
have been
needs to hit a
mistaken.
big grab.
That grab was used by the enemy team, so Fried Rice still with his available. See when he decides to use this one. There it is.
There it is. Hit 2. Not going to be able to really capitalize on it, but Lamp did come out.
Oh man, it's tragic for Tarleton.
Had so much momentum, but is just unable to get back into it.
You're looking at maybe a chance for one more fight if Zorse can keep himself up and be able to touch the point. He's going to try to do so now. Pulse Bomb doesn't connect. Bob's going to go down to Vestige, and here comes Zorse to look for the touch. Seems like Widener's pretty aware of what he's trying to do, though, and I don't know if he has a way in. It looks like the touch is going to be gotten.
It does happen by Dampish Penny again.
But all the kills are going in favor of Widener. Not much hope here for Tarleton. It looks like Widener are going to take this one. Overclocks some bees by Flex. Gets a couple kills there to end this off. Although it looked much better, it'll still be Widener to take control and go up 1-0 in the series.
Fortunately, after Tarleton had gotten their momentum and gotten to 99, it was just, they were just unable to really do much else. The momentum just shifted over and play the game from Schmoopel here with picking off fried rice.
Whew,
what a javelin.
Javelin, yeah.
But honestly, Tarleton probably could have went away with it, but I think it's just maybe a little bit lack of communication and having to get used to Dampish Penny being on DPS again, and then having the new member gimmick just joining the team, only playing that Moira really.
Yeah, had some moments of success clearly there on the second point of control, but just weren't able to get over the line. Weren't able to find that one last win of a team fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zorse has to be a little bit careful. That Zen just holding right click. I think three of the charges land, Zorse is more or less just taken out of the fight already. And then with that Hanzo, Zorse can be just one shot to the head and he's dead. So there's a lot of damage coming out from the enemy team there.
I'd say a lot of credit to Widener, not overusing those ultimates. Kind of spacing them out just well enough so that they can continue to play defense there towards the end of that.
Absolutely. I think if Tarleton would have communicated a little bit more and used, I guess, more combo ults, like having that Zarya and Bastion ult, they could have maybe gotten at least 2 or 3 just purely off of both of them pressing Q. But I think we're probably going to see around the same type of comp. Fried Rice may go back onto the Mauga, and Zorse may be asked to try and just go straight after that Zen the entire game, because Zen is just making Fried Rice's entire match just unplayable. Because with the Discord orb, Fried Rice just melts like some butter out in a Texas sun. Like, he can't do much about it.
I do like that comparison. We're looking at hybrid now. And the pick for Tarleton's going to be King's Row, so something we've played a lot. I think something I'd imagine anyone who's played Overwatch would be quite familiar with. But always a favorite. Always a fun one to watch. So excited to see what they can get done.
Last time me and you were commentating together, I was hoping for the King's Row, and looks like it's coming back again.
Yeah, seemingly we are going to get it this go around.
Maybe see Zorse or Dampish Penny on a Widow for an opening pick if they start on an attack. I'd love to see it. But I'm just not sure what Tarleton can really do to change up. Because having a limited backline, just unable to have some more variety, I guess, is going to be a little bit more rough for the side of Tarleton. And it seems like we're about to get going. There we go. Wasting no time.
Now entering King's Row.
And I'll say it every single time I see this map. It's always so nostalgic. Reminds me of whenever I first bought the game and this map was just here. All the Rhine duels. Ah, I just miss this map so much. Back when the game didn't have perks. Some of the characters a little bit more broken than others, but
every once in a while on this map too, you'll see a Reinhardt get played. It's one of those few maps where Reinhardt can still be a little bit viable.
There it is. Reinhardt on the enemy team on Widener here.
Yeah, I did call it.
Is gonna be on King. Here we go. Zorse on the Reaper. Bob on Lucio. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Looking like a lot of dive out of the side of Tarleton here.
It'd be Dampish Penny to try and channel his inner Zorse as well. Picking up the Sojourn for this one. So we see Zorse play a lot throughout the year. It'll be Dampish Penny to pick up that hit scan roll as he takes up the Reaper. Let's go around. And obviously love Fried Rice's JQ, and unfortunately for you, that last minute swap onto the Juno will take away your hopes of a Lucio game for now.
But I do love Fried Rice on the Queen here. We'll be able to get through that shield a little bit with the axe.
Fried Rice does have to be aware of the May wall. It looks like he still has an angle to get healed. Still going to be taking down the pretty low HP.
Ooh.
Barely able to keep himself up. Zorse will also be the first to fall.
Dampish Penny falling a little low there. Has to be careful. Axe lands onto the Reinhardt. Fried Rice has the knife up again. Maybe see a disgusting knife and I'll be able to pull some people in.
Dampish Penny, first pick.
Here comes the lamp. Lamp out. Big damage onto this Rhine.
It'll be Dampish Penny to find two. Really opening this one up for Tarleton. It'll be Dampish Penny with a third.
There we go, and that's going to be first point captured.
Seemingly Widener weren't able to hold down that choke point for very long. After finding first pick on the Zorse, an immediate regrouping for Tarleton was more than enough. Along with Dampish Penny finding those very crucial frags.
Zorse did go down there. Because with this choke point right here, it's very easy to hold. And it can be a big problem if you don't take a little bit of space to help push through it. And that's kind of what Tarleton did there, taking the space, making sure they can push up.
There's a shatter. Doesn't land onto the tank, but it hits pretty much everyone else, and it is a cleanup. Tarleton go down instantly. Triple kill for Flex. And blink and you miss it.
Pretty rough there, being able to get shattered behind the cart.
It didn't connect on the Fried Rice, but I'm pretty sure it connected on to everyone else.
Yeah. Fried Rice was the only one, but Fried Rice just got bursted down so quick. No healers available.
Here's the re-aggression. Dampish Penny going to pull out the overclock, trying to finish off the Baptiste. He gets the kill. Let's see how much more he can find. The rest of this is being kited out pretty well. I say that, but Dampish Penny picking up 3 again. Unbelievable out of the Sojourn here. Sure, Tarleton lose Fried Rice. But at the end of the day, they're able to get past this tough choke point. Gain a lot of space off the ultimate from Dampish Penny. I think it was a Coalescence being used from Gimmick as well, granting a bit more space to the Texans. But Widener's wasting no time, and they're going to go right in, try to stop Tarleton right where they're at. Fried Rice, big ultimate. This Reinhardt's going to be dealt with. Zorse, Gimmick finding kills in turn. Fried Rice taking out the High Noon. And it's looking good for Tarleton as Zorse gets the final kill. We're looking at a quick 2-0 here from Tarleton on Kings Row.
Here we go. Schmoopel swapped onto Zarya now. Bit of just poke back and forth here. Dampish Penny just trying to get that ult charge back up.
And look at Zorse's position here. Fried Rice goes 1 for 1. Eliminates the Lucio, 1 Magic Mine. Trades him out. Zorse might opt to wait on his ultimate play now after Tarleton loses a couple of members. Yeah, exactly. He'll just go ahead and back up for now.
Not much you can do, especially if you lose one of your supports there. It's just a little rough. Ooh.
Almost caught out. Does keep himself up.
Kind of taking that high ground position where usually I would TP and then jump down. If you were going to ult for it. Dampish Penny falling down to 1 HP. Needs to get a heal still.
Good knife from Fried Rice. Not quite able to get the finish onto 1 Magic Mine, but he's going to go in here. Beat gets used. Doesn't matter. Fried Rice gets first kill. Bob taken out along with Fried Rice. Oh, it's going to be Zorse to try and use his ultimate now. Does land first kill. Gets a second. Dampish Penny. All these ultimates coming out for Tarleton as they try to clean up house in this game right here.
Cybernetics regulated.
Let's see if it's enough. Baptiste gonna go for the touch.
Gets
Oh,
the
man.
touch, window down.
And it looks like they are able to get in just in the nick of time. Dropping the window. Zor's taken out. Ooh, big damage landed there. It's gonna be the grab. Not enough to take out Fried Rice. Well, eventually he'll go down. Hanakawa picking up 2. Tarleton with 3 minutes here to work with and try and get these last couple of meters. Get across the finish line, pick up 3.
Tarleton really only needs about maybe 2 or 3 seconds on cart uncontested, and they can take the 3rd point.
Yeah, you look to Bob for his ultimate and Fried Rice, who's just about charged up here as well. Bob's gonna go ahead and use his. Okay, Dampish Penny getting 2, flex the response, but it is a cleanup from Tarleton. As once again, Dampish Penny with 3. And with 2 minutes to spare, Tarleton get across the finish line here. This composition really worked wonders for them.
Absolutely, it's just amazing overall. It seemed like Tarleton kind of, for lack of better words, picked up the slack. Able to get a lot more picks this go around. Able to just take space and just, with Zor's being an absolute menace. Here we go, flying around the map a little bit, giving a bit of a view. Do love this map. The hotel here. Going to see Flex on the Widow. One Magic Mind going to the Ana. And then we're going to see Fried Rice switch up and go on to the Ramatra. Ramatra can be dangerous.
Definitely has some more utility available for him, for defense at least, including that shield and the vortexes. Try and slow and do damage to those enemies trying to move through those close choke points.
And with Ramatra, you're able to use Nemesis form and block, and it reduces the damage an insane amount.
Seems like getting a similar idea from the attackers as Shmupo last second. Also swaps to the Ramatra.
Ramatra ones are pretty fun to see.
Widow's going to be spotted and called out by Fried Rice. I believe Zor's going to need help from his team here to keep himself up. He's not able to do so. Hanakawa finds first pick.
Zor's probably could have ran more towards Fried Rice there. May have been able to be safe, but he opted to try and go to the hotel.
Both Nemesis forms have been used up entirely. Big damage being done. Ambush Penny first pick onto Vestige. Zor's unfortunately going to go down again as he rejoins the fight. Be flexed to find them. Tarleton doing everything they can to try and keep Fried Rice up on point. Doing a good job at stalling, being honest with you, but Fried Rice, a lot of trouble. Still alive.
Able to stay alive.
Yeah, Zor's makes his way back to the fight for the 3rd time now. See if he's able to assist.
Give credit to the healers there. Barely able to keep Fried Rice up, but did it.
And now it's a new strategy here from Widener. They go 2 for 2 on it. Bob eliminates the tank. And it should be Tarleton to come out on top eventually. After a crazy sequence. Fried Rice was unmovable on that point. Somehow. Not going down.
An overclock did get popped on Dampish Penny last fight.
Tarleton still with plenty of tools available to them.
Widener using Widow ult and Ram ult here.
Gimmick's trying to get his ult online as well. We'll see if he uses it right off cooldown. There it is. Fried Rice takes down his counterpart in Shmuple. Gimmick going down while in coalescence form. And now it's just Zor's and Bob remaining, but Zor's doing everything he can. Let's see if they use the Juno ultimate. There it is. It's gonna keep Zorse alive.
Gosh.
And look at Zorse. That's a third for the Reaper. Taking Moira down to 1 HP.
A little unlucky there, unable to finish that Moira off.
But would you look at that? It's bought plenty of time for the rest of Tarleton to regroup back on point. Good play there from Bob and Zorse. Good use of the Juno ultimate. That's Flex. Gonna find Dampish Penny first. Fried Rice gonna try to follow up. It's gonna be the beat baited out. Shmoopel tries to get the chase down, but he's gonna get punished. Fried Rice also gonna be dropped. And it looks like this time, finally, it'll be Widener to come out on top and secure that first point, first objective. Tarleton, pretty good defensive effort, yeah.
It can be like the difference for the entire game. Because usually you can just either you're gonna flood out and be able to take it, or it's just gonna be rough to try and get through.
It's seemingly Tarleton buying a decent amount of time there. Ooh, Dampish Penny. Couple of good headshots. Quite able to finish off that player.
Gonna get hit by Spear.
Big hinder landed on the Zorse, but he gets to stay up for now.
Here we go. Coalescence popped on the enemy team here. Going in. Takes out Zorse. Maybe Overclock will get used here. If the enemy tank gets low enough. There it is.
Dampish Penny. He's going to continue to look. Nice shot there. And lands it on the Flex. But Fried Rice in a lot of trouble. He's still up though. We have a Coalescence of our own. Gimmick getting huge value. Finds first onto Shmoopel as he continues to look.
That back line. There it is.
And all these members will drop for Widener. Good ultimate usage. But now you look at Widener's ults. Definitely a lot of tools available. We'll have to see what the response is from Tarleton. Still with another support ultimate with the Juno.
We have Orbital Ray ready to go. And that's more or less like a win button. For lack of better words. Here we go.
Oh, and it's big. Dampish Penny removes Shmoopel right as the overclock gets popped from Flex. And Fried Rice tanking it all. Just going to block in Nemesis for him. And continue to chase these players down. He gets one. Flex trades it out onto Zorse. But with that, even more time is getting bought. As we're nearing the 1 minute mark. And Widener might be in trouble as a lot of these ultimates stack up once again for Tarleton.
Gimmick already up to 60% again.
Same goes to Dampish Penny and his overclock.
We may see ult pop from Fried Rice here. A high noon use. Has to be careful. There it is.
So he's gonna stay up. Dampish Penny, first kill on the Flex. There's all these ultimates coming out. Zorse finding one there. And would you look at this? Fried Rice gonna continue to chase these players down. This Moira's on the run. He won't stay up for long. Fried Rice with the big double kill as now we get to the 30-second mark. I mean, look at the ult economy. That was everything for Widener. They have nothing left. They are in trouble. It would take some kind of miracle. As Zorse already in position with the Death Blossom when they have to touch. I really don't see a way back in it for Widener.
Bob used that Orbital Ray at a better timing than Vestige. And like I said, it's just an instant win button. The amount of stuff it does is just...
Let's see if Zorse is able to close out. Almost getting caught up there. Still alive, though. Overclock from Dampish Penny. First kill on the Magic one. Let's see how much more he can find. Gimmick. Follow up, and these ultimates are just ringing home for Tarleton. Dampish Penny with a triple kill. It's over. We're all tied up.
There we go. Map 2 going to the side of Tarleton. Able to pull it off. I don't even know who MVP would be. Everyone on the side of Tarleton just got their stuff together and just started running it. Here we go. Dampish Penny with the play of the game.
This ends now.
Here we go. Popping that overclock. Getting one.
That's two.
More or less getting a second one. Doing so much damage.
Woo!
There we go with the 3K.
Pretty precise
just
on the Dampish Penny.
stuff.
And he was having a lot of impact on the Sojourn all map long.
Oh yeah. Being able to take space and just, I guess, get all that damage out from Dampish Penny, just forcing them to have to back up and their supports having to do so much healing, while also worrying for their own life, while Dampish Penny pops that ult and just does so much damage.
And Widener really struggling to find the damage output onto Fried Rice that could compete with the healing, which you got to give credit to Bob and Gimmick for. And ultimately, that was pretty much what allowed Tarleton to run away with that one pretty smoothly, I'd say.
Yeah, more or less. And I know a lot of people will be like, he's a more one trick. He has no skill. This man has, for lack of better words, a lot of it. He knows all of his cooldowns. He knows when to pop ult. And if you look, he's probably one of the, like, seeing his Moira ult get charged that fast, I don't think I ever see that normally. He has it almost, what, every other fight, basically. And it's just a game-changing every time.
Yeah, always solid positioning, and then these, like, the lanes on King's Row almost seem perfect for it, you'd think. They're able to find kind of like a double value with it as you damage opponents as well as heal players that are in the line.
Getting insane value out of it is amazing, especially whenever it's just like straight where everyone's stacked. And especially with having a Ram who's just going in, it's amazing because you can hit both at the same time. And the healing output is insane. But Zor's had some pretty nice kills, especially with Bob holding that first point, getting that extra bit of stall.
You'd argue Zor's was the one that was probably dying the most for Tarleton, but at the same time, still finding value on the Reaper.
Yeah. Having a lot of impact, especially being able to stall and just take out and do a bunch of that damage just up front.
So we're heading in the push here. Runasapi has been locked in as the map choice for Widener. And winner of this will put themselves in a good position to try and close this one out as they'll be on a series point.
Getting right into it now.
So really, we're looking at a very influential Game 3. As this could determine kind of what the rest of the series looks like. The team that comes out on top, maybe not having as much pressure going into the fourth game.
Yeah, and like I say every time, this map just looks beautiful. I can't even be mad against it. When the map first released, I was not a fan of this map at all. But now that I've had to play it a little bit more, I've gotten more used to it. And yes, Fried Rice on the Queen here. I do love to see that out of him. We're gonna see Flex go onto the Sojourn.
Yeah, I wonder how it'll
Tor.
how will it perform against the Zarya is the question. JQ.
It's probably gonna be a little rough here.
We'll have to find out. It is Fried Rice though.
Getting started. About the same team comp on the side of Tarleton here, except with the Queen this time. And Hanakawa is gonna lock in onto the Torb. No more switches.
Yeah, getting a first look at Torb in the series.
Probably because of that Reaper from Zor's had to go for a little bit of flank denial. Bob falling down to 1 HP. Has to be careful.
Oh.
Right, nice getting antied. Hanakawa taking out Bob. Flex taking out Dampish Penny here.
It's gonna be trade onto the tank though, so it's still possible. See what Fried Rice can get done. Big axe and the finish on the Flex. Tarleton starting to fire back. Oh, unfortunately, none of these shots are landing onto the Torb. This Torb's movement doing pretty well to stay, keep himself up, and he's actually going to take out Zor's and Gimmick in the process. Fried Rice not going to be able to stand his ground. Hanakawa with 3.
I'm telling you, that Torb is just insane. Especially with these perks being added.
And I'd argue Tarleton had a pretty good opportunity to win that one. But Fried Rice could not land a single shot on this Torbjorn, as he was just, you gotta give credit, it was pretty good movement.
Yeah, when you use Torb, I'm pretty sure it's called something Molten. But whenever he upgrades himself, he just moves so fast. It's a little difficult.
Bob first kill onto Shmoopel as Tarleton regained control of the robot.
Seems like enemy team's just gonna keep backing up.
Damage Penny almost finding the finish there onto one Magic Mine, but he's able to live on about 1 HP. As now Tarleton gonna push their way forward, try to regain the lead.
Tarleton's most likely gonna be able to get the lead. Not sure if the enemy team's even gonna try and contest the lead.
Fried Rice gonna try and position himself, cut off these players, and yes, it looks like Tarleton will regain control of the lead here. Continue to push their way forward. Oh, and the Zor's ultimate's gonna get denied there by Hanakawa. Countered by the Nano as well as the Torbjorn ultimate. Don't think Fried Rice can be able to do much against this. Yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and go down. Pretty good counter from Widener as we get a quick pause here. So it's a good chance one of the players from Tarleton has crashed. Oh, didn't take very long. So it looks like he's back immediately. So we should be resuming here any second now as Tarleton's confirmed that player is back now.
Yeah, looking a little bit rough on the side of Tarleton. But
that, you gotta remember, that was 2 ultimates used for
Widener.
For Widener,
Zor's
yes.
getting his ult cancelled was a little rough though.
Yeah, definitely didn't want to see that. A pretty good counterplay from Widener. We'll see if Tarleton look to immediately contest and try and keep the lead here. It's gonna be Zor's kind of leading the charge in the front line. Yeah, he is gonna be the one to touch and deny this. Ultimate coming out from Fried Rice as he finds first kill.
There we go. Taking out that Torb instantly.
And he's gonna get a second one right as the ultimates pop flex. Using the high noon, finding 2 of his own. And Dampish Penny also using the overclock as well. See if he's able to get done. Not much.
That's 3 ults on the side of Tarleton. And then to lose the fight is just devastating.
Yeah, pretty devastating. You'd argue it looked like it was gonna go in favor of Tarleton. But Widener not backing down. It was flex to pick up a big 2K.
It seems like Dampish Penny is a little tired of that Zarya, so he's gonna go onto the Bastion to try and burst her down. There goes the X. Zor's falling down to 1 HP.
Grab putting in decent work, but it'll be Shmoopel to get found by Dampish Penny. Like you said, that counter pick coming up big to deal with the Zarya. Flex trades one out onto Gimmick.
Knife lands. Pulling in that Torb. Dampish Penny hitting the bomb and sticking the Torb. That Torb's just gonna get away from him though. Unfortunately, but now Tarleton is gonna start pushing, gets it back onto their half. Dampish Penny already almost to ult here. Only about 14% away by the time I finish. There it is. Turret already taken out. Dampish Penny getting a pick onto Hanakawa there. Here we go.
Huge to throw the numbers in favor of Tarleton. See how much further they're able to get. Looks like they should be able to take the lead here, no problem. Dampish Penny gonna do a bit of zoning with this ultimate, see if he's able to find a kill.
Bully the Ana here. Ah, both bubbles coming out and anti. There we go.
See if Bob goes use his ultimate.
Probably not going to get invested now that we've lost Fried Rice and Dampish Penny.
Yeah, Shmoopel gonna pick up 2. It was 3 ultimates used to regain control of the robot, however, from Widener. So Ana, Torb, and Castle. Bob doing what he can to keep himself alive.
Coming up on more or less 4 ults almost. Gimmick's gonna get that ult pretty fast. Orbital Ray coming out from Bob here.
Ooh. Flex removing Zorse from the action as Fried Rice continues to fight back, work his way closer to that JK ultimate. Schmoople in a bit of trouble. He's gonna use his grab. Fried Rice has no way of countering, unfortunately, as he basically gets suppressed. And now Bob's gonna get found as well. Tarleton in danger of losing the lead. See if they're able to find their way back in. No, Dampish Penny's gonna go down.
That's a massive stagger. It's gonna be rough.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Fried Rice gonna do what he can. Picks up 1 kill. Gimmick follow up onto Vestige. No healers. And now it's Coalescence. Gimmick doing everything he can to keep Tarleton in this one. Dampish Penny receiving some healing. Oh my goodness. Dampish Penny's health bar just continuing to...
Oh my gosh.
And
Gimmick doing an
Gimmick's...
amazing job healing him there.
And Fried Rice is on the Reinhardt. He's gonna smack him dead.
Gimmick getting 2. Amazing stuff. I think everyone's just tired of this Zarya. Flex gonna swap onto the Sojourn.
And Tarleton, by some miracle, able to maintain their lead by about 1 meter off of the ultimate from Fried Rice and the play from Gimmick. And now onto the Reinhardt.
Damage as well. Able to
be
just
interesting.
burst down to everyone. Yeah, I think Gimmick keeping Dampish Penny alive there that long was a big part in their success. Both bubbles getting used again to keep that Ana alive as well as Anti. Not sure what's happening here. There you go.
Yeah, I was stuck on the screen for a second. Zorse, first pick there. Has the ultimate available. See how aggressive he gets.
Fried Rice going in. Nano came out. Onto that Zarya.
Oh,
again.
nice pin.
Torb getting pinned.
And look at Fried Rice. Not stopping, continuing to push forward. Zarya just out of range, but it'll be Dampish Penny to find the kill anyway. And with Shatter now available, Tarleton with a real opportunity.
We may see a combo between Zorse and Fried Rice. Maybe Shatter 2 or 3, and then we're going to see Zorse jump right on in there.
Because at this point in the match, you're looking at 1 more 1 team fight could mean the end for Widener.
Big damage coming out just all around. Fried Rice taking space, getting Anti. Has to be careful here.
I don't think he's going to live this one. This is a good combo from Widener.
2 ults being used.
But you look at the ult economy for Tarleton, all they have to do is play defense, and with almost 5 ultimates to their names and only a minute left to go, once again, it's a challenge for Widener.
I give it about 10 seconds before, like 10 seconds in a team fight before Dampish Penny has his ult again.
And this is the problem Widener faced on King's Row as well. Their ult economy, it took everything for them to kind of establish some kind of control. And when it came down to the final moments, they weren't able to push forward because they just pretty much get ult dumped. So this is kind of danger zone. If you're Tarleton, you love the position you're in. See if Fried Rice is able to find some value with the Shatter. Pretty sure Widener know it's coming. All these players are playing high ground positions, but they do have to push the robot, and that's the issue. Dampish Penny's gonna do some zoning here with his ultimate. But we're looking at 30 seconds now. What's the play here, Hoanli?
There it is. There's
Overclock's gonna be countered by Shatter. That's massive value from Fried Rice. He keeps himself up just about. That was the coalescence from Gimmick coming up huge. And now counter ultimate from Bob.
Pressing that win button is massive. Turret is.
And now Dampish Penny's doing some chasing onto Schmoople. Let's see if he's able to get him.
Get rid of that Zarya.
Yeah, he's gonna go down. Fried Rice gets traded out, but Zorse is coming back with his ultimate. We'll see if he chooses to go in right away.
May wait for his team so he doesn't get slept right out of that ult.
But both teams are without their tank here. And there's the ultimate! Zorse finds first kill. Gets traded out. Hanakawa 2 for 2. And look at Dampish Penny. It's a triple for him.
Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, Dampish Penny's tracking is just amazing. And look, he already almost has ult again, and it's been one fight. Insane.
I want to give credit to Widener. They were able to kind of fight off Tarleton despite being so heavily outnumbered in ult economy, which you got to know in Overwatch is such a disadvantage. They were able to kind of like establish some kind of control as they traded out tanks. But in the end, it was Dampish Penny to be the one to get it done. With a big triple Tarleton. Yeah,
Uber just dunked onto Dampish Penny's head there. Just to like Yao Ming in the paint. Just went right on up and then just right on top of Dampish Penny. Taking him out in that play of the game.
But with that victory, Tarleton's going to go up 2-1 in the series, sitting on series point now.
Absolutely amazing work from the side of Tarleton. Looking a little rough on control map 1. Looking like it might have been a sweep, but now bringing it back. And we're going to be on Flashpoint next.
Kind of referring to what I was talking about earlier. This pressure is kind of now on as the series drags on even further. As every single point on Flashpoint is going to matter a lot. It looks like Fried Rice is going to go ahead and call for the break of about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But it will be Suravasa locked in for Flashpoint.
May not be locked in.
Tarleton only needing one more game to close out the series and move forward here in Nationals play.
And I do know Tarleton does play Suravasa pretty well. So I can't wait to see how they're going to play this. Probably see. What are your predictions for the teams, actually? I want to hear your opinion on this.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see more Sojourn Reaper play out of the 2 DPS for Tarleton, Dampish Penny, and Zorse. Obviously with Bastion still being a flex option depending on what the other team pulls out. But also, notably, this Flash Suravasa pretty decent for Tracer as well, so another option there for Zorse. Fried Rice, likely going to stick with JQ, Malga, something of that nature. One of those brawly tanks. And for Bob and Gimmick, it's pretty straightforward. We're looking at Juno, Kiriko, Moira, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
But it's likely you'll see those DPS flex picks and the tank flex depending on the composition for Widener.
May see a little bit more of a... I mean, I'm assuming probably going to see a brawly comp here. Like you said, may see maybe a little bit of dive depending on the enemy tank here. Fried Ice may go to the Winston. I would love to see that out of him. I know he's kind of crazy on it. If Schmoopel sticks with that Zarya, he's going to keep getting melted. Dampish Penny's just going to go onto the Bastion. Zorse on that Reaper is a little deadly. Get a little bit timing on the ults. That's about all he really needs. But this Moira working out amazingly, especially with the perks. Ever since the perks were added, I feel like Moira went up in her position of how, like, the DPS, or, sorry, not DPS, how the supports are ranked. Getting a lot of value with all those perks. Not sure who we'll see on the side of Widener. Maybe about the same type of comp. But we should be getting started a little bit soon. But Tarleton able to bring this back. Getting a lot of value just everywhere. Able to hold down everything, really. Having a great sense of ult economy. Just amazing. That's one of the biggest reasons why I think Tarleton is kind of winning this. Their ult economy is just better. Being able to get it down to last fight and have basically all 5 ults just being able to dump and win the fight instantly. I'm going to lock in my guesses. Dampish Penny is going to stick with that Bastion. Zorse maybe, probably Tracer. Fried Rice going to be, I'm going to assume probably JQ. Bob, probably going to be Kiri, Gimmick on the Moira.
Be Dampish Penny to indicate that he is ready as we get ready to hop into Flashpoint and Series Point for Tarleton. Widener gonna try and stay alive on this game 4. But yeah, pressure's on. It's gonna be interesting to see how both teams react and play as each game gets more and more crucial to the results of this series.
Ball now in the court of Widener, all on them. If they lose this, Tarleton's going to run away with the win. And like I said last time we were here, Flashpoint can be a whole lot of momentum. If you get it going, there's not much the enemy team can really do. But it all starts with that first point. Tarleton cannot get picked off early, because giving Widener any momentum at all could be detrimental.
Still waiting on the ready indication from Widener. Here's remaining set up.
Maybe taking a little bit longer of a break. But
I imagine it shouldn't be more than a minute or two more before we head into this.
But it seems like Tarleton finally found the comp that's actually working for them. And it's just able to help them out so much compared to that first map. Just able to apply so much pressure. Zor's just doing so much damage because Reaper's shotguns up close will delete you, for lack of better words there. Let's see. I mean, Tarleton has a lot of experience playing Saravasa. I think every game that we've seen get to Flashpoint has been Saravasa this season.
And not a lot of the other Flashpoint maps. Has definitely been the most common of them as we finally, after that extended break, head into this. My co-caster doing as much as he could there to talk in the prep phase. So we have about close to, I imagine, a 10-minute break. What was supposed to be like 3 minutes, probably about 10 minutes.
Just about.
Nevertheless, we're about to see the compositions from both sides. I imagine it'll be close to what we predicted to. Can't really foresee any crazy changes here. Oh, Ryan is a little bit of a crazy one, I will say. It's not something I've seen Fried Rice play a lot. At least not on Flashpoint. But we know Fried Rice is experienced in general on Reinhardt, so could definitely be a strong pick in his hands.
Fried Rice just having that, I guess, game sense for just tanks in general. He should be able to have some good survivability and able to put out a lot of damage.
And Zor's letting Dampish Penny know you've had your fun. It's time for me to go back on one of my main characters as he retakes his position as a Sojourn.
Zor's done playing around. He wants to get this game over with.
And you know he can be electric on that character for sure. Could be a JQ on the side of Schmoople. Trying to match kind of what Fried Rice has been bringing to the table.
Fried Rice taking a lot of damage there. Walls up. And Dampish Penny walling them off to help his tank out a little bit. Down goes Schmoople.
First kill onto Schmoople.
With that skill orb.
It'll be Tarleton to run him over. Gimmick finding another one. Dampish Penny onto Flex. As they gain control of this first point here on Flash pretty easily.
Anakawa was getting run down by Orion. Zor's was trying to take him out, but that big body of Reinhardt was just blocking it. And here we go. We have a Ryan duel.
Not something you get to see a lot in matches, but Definitely looking forward to it. And also a swap onto Lucio. Add a bit of that speed element to the composition. Nice wall from Dampish Penny, and even better pin from Fried Rice. Doesn't quite get the finish onto Schmoople. I lied. Gimmick takes him out, but he's traded out by Flex, so both teams without their tank now. See if Zorus is able to put in enough work. Good wall from Dampish Penny as they're doing so much to stall this. As you look, the point is already at 85%. There's the window. Schmoople has made his way back to the fight as well as Fried Rice, I'm sure. Let's see if Fried Rice uses Shatter, yeah.
There goes the pin. Ryan is walled off.
Wow. Good combination of utility from Tarleton. As they look to secure this one, Fried Rice going to chase down Flex. And that'll do it. First point on Flash goes to Tarleton. They're able to keep some of these ultimates in the back pocket too.
And I'm telling you, Dampish Penny on the May is kind of scary. But now we see everyone starting to come up with their ults. But
I didn't quite catch it. I think Gimmick's coalescence there being influential in helping Tarleton take that one. As well as Dampish Penny walling off the Rhine into the charge from Fried Rice. Like I said, good combination of utility. Let's see if this flank works out for Dampish Penny. It's the ultimate. Gonna catch Baptiste. He takes him down. First kill. Second one for Dampish Penny. Big play. Gimmick lands the third into Hanakawa. They're gonna lose Zorus, but at the end of the day,
that team kill.
Yeah, Tarleton clean up house off of the flank and the ultimate from Dampish Penny.
Only popping one ult there is amazing for the side of Tarleton, keeping their ult economy up a lot.
Tarleton needs to prepare themselves. Gotta expect the flood of ultimates also coming out from Widener here for sure. Wow! Big catch from Fried Rice with the Fire Strike onto one Magic Mine. That's one less support. Because now, can you really go in?
That was the better support too, because with only Lucio heals, you're not going to have enough to survive if they try to burst you
Mr. Stalls
down.
for even more time. Widener had to wait even longer for the return of their Baptiste. Off the pick from Fried Rice before they can make any kind of move to go in.
Both Ryan's probably looking for an opportunity to try and shatter as well.
Dampish Penny's in trouble. He's actually going to get caught this time. It's going to be an overclock from Flex. Doesn't look like he's going to find anything as of yet. There's the ultimate from Bob. Shatter doesn't connect from Schmoople. Still with the Shatter available is Fried Rice. We'll see if he uses it here. Oh, unfortunately for him, it gets blocked. And Overclock's also going to get used, not find any value for Zorus. So, a couple big ultimates. And unfortunately for Tarleton, they're not going to find the way in with it, but they do get to 99%.
Every ult that was up on both teams basically just got used in that fight. But that beat really just saving everyone, kind of.
Yeah, big clash of ultimates.
Blizzard ready to go.
Tarleton only need to win one team fight once again. So get the second point on Flash. Fried Rice to push these players on the bridge. Along with Dampish and Gimmick. Dampish gonna go for his flank once again. There's the ultimate.
Massive blizzard coming out from Dampish Penny here.
Doesn't look like they were able to find any kills off the back of it. It'll actually be Dampish to fall. Zorus, in the meantime, trying to capture a point. It looks like it's been spotted out, though.
Falling down to 1 HP.
Bob gonna keep him up. Not quite. The headshot from Hanakawa, enough to finish him off. Don't know if Fried Rice can be able to escape this either. No, he will not. But he does remove Schmoople as well.
And no touch from the side of Tarleton, giving that point over to Widener.
Pretty good defensive effort. As we see the swap from Dampish Penny, it's going to be Bastion, which is pretty effective against the Rhine shield. Kind of works the same way.
Tank through that, I believe it's 1300 health shield, or 1500, there it is.
Yeah, it kind of works similarly to Zarya and being able to burst down those defenses pretty quickly.
Fried Rice does have Shatter first here. Maybe able to do something.
There it is, Dampish Penny.
All that damage already come out.
Ryan doing a good job positioning himself away from Dampish Penny's turret.
Here comes the shatter out of Schmoople, stunning Fried Rice. Trying to do everything they can to take him down, but unfortunately Fried Rice does go down, and so does Dampish Penny. Nice shot from Zorst there, but Overclock does get used from Flex. Cleaning up.
The Overclock more than enough to secure that one. So it'll be Widener to earn control at this point.
Coalescence did come out from Gimmick there.
Yeah, let's see what the strategy looks like now from Tarleton to try and regain control of this one. You have a couple of ultimates to work with. We'll see if it's like a direct approach with Bob's ult, or if we get something else. There's the window.
Probably going to try and kite the window a little bit.
Sojourn's kind of just being a nuisance in this flank position. It's going to be Flex to get pretty much 1v1 by Dampish Penny. Dampish will eventually push him away and back towards this team. And Fried Rice is going to get found. So this thing makes things much more difficult for Tarleton. Is now Widener's sitting at about 80%.
I mean, not much can really be done whenever your tank goes down and the enemy tank is still up.
Looks like Tarleton having enough time here.
There goes Fried Rice going in. Beat comes out. Orbital Ray comes out as well from the side of Tarleton. Big damage coming from Fried Rice. Dampish Penny takes out Hanakawa. Stun onto the enemy Rhine. Down goes the enemy Rhine. Zor's popped Overclock. Gets a pick onto Vestige, One Magic Mind, and Flex. Big 3K from Zor's there.
Solid, good to see you.
Tarleton was having the best 3 ults, yes. So now it's going to be crucial here. And maybe they try and earn some sort of pick. And there's going to be the attempt. It's going to be Dampish Penny to look for it. Not quite going to find anything. But it's going to stall for a little bit. As Gimmick tries to work his way up towards another ultimate as well.
Really gonna have to rely on Gimmick here. Flipping map. Pretty smart, but cannot give up too much because...
Oh, and there's a shatter on the Fried Rice. He's in trouble. He's gonna go down. The Coalescence didn't come out in time, but Flex gonna go down to it. So Tarleton maybe still having a chance. They're gonna try it.
Gimmick gets a pick. Hanakawa gets a pick on the Zor's. Dampish Penny taking out Hanakawa. The pin missed. And that might just be enough time to stall.
Fried Rice has probably made his way back by now. Yeah, here he is.
Just about. Bob about to go down. Down goes Bob. Gimmick barely living.
But it's Fried Rice to come in from behind. And no, the C9 from Tarleton, they're not able to get back on. Fried Rice does remove Schmoople, but it just wasn't in time. As now...
Gimmick getting grouped off a point.
Yeah, Widener on match point now.
And here comes the Ramatra. Fried Rice is done respecting the Rhine duel. He just wants to win this game and get it over with.
Yeah, you know he wants to win whenever the Rhine duel gets taken out of the equation.
Does seem like Tarleton will have priority on point for this one. Fried Rice just going in, throwing all the punches.
Bob gonna get found first by Overclock, but it's gonna be Dampish Penny with a double. Zor's to find one onto Schmoople as well. Dampish almost getting the third, but it's gonna be a cleanup from Tarleton. A good response after Bob gets taken out by Overclock.
Widener coming up on basically 3 ults now. Tarleton not too close, but almost has 3 of their own. Zor's just farming that. Oh, Fried Rice getting put down a little low here. Oh, popped. Dampish Penny not really connecting with anyone with that ultimate. That's just bashing up for you. Here comes the
There's
shatter.
the Overclock.
Window got popped as well. Needs to be careful.
Ooh.
Ooh. What a shot from Zor's.
Swift from Zor's as he zones these players away. Gimmick taken out by the Fire Strike. There's the beat. Not bad getting that support ultimate out.
There it is.
Considering Fried Rice is already out of the fight, The beat might have arguably been a little bit of an overinvestment from Widener. We'll see if that ends up impacting them in this next fight, as Tarleton have Bob's ultimate at the ready.
And almost there with Ramatra ult as well.
There it is.
Look at Orbital Ray. Speed boosting in. Fried Rice wanting this Ryan dead.
He's gonna get him.
There it goes. Fried Rice a little deep right now.
And that's just showcasing the strength of Ramatra into Reinhardt. As I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this punches can go through the shield.
Absolutely, and we're gonna see a swap on the Diva. Interesting.
Yeah, not a surprise. Wouldn't be wise to stay on Reinhardt in this situation. Diva's something we haven't seen all series from Shmoopel, so I'm wondering how effective it'll be. But it does get spotted out by Fried Rice here on the cross. They're gonna make their way on the point here first.
I mean, Diva's kind of the same situation as Ryan. Ram can just punch through it. There we
There's
go.
Fried
Ram
Rice
taking out
finding the
Flex.
opener, as he now tries to go onto this high
Oh, no, he
noon.
doesn't have to.
And unfortunately for Fried Rice, he's a little bit isolated, it seems.
Big damage coming out. Shmoopel getting demeched.
I don't know how much more Tarleton are able to find on the back of this. This Gimmick tries to finish off Hanakawa, not quite able to get the kill. And it's looking like, yeah, control will be established here from Widener. So Tarleton now have to seek to regroup. Hanakawa finding a nice double kill.
Well, unfortunate after we invested Ram ult already on that.
And the ult economy for Widener is really starting to gear up. Getting a lot of these ults getting close to being online.
Immort field coming out. Window coming out as well.
And there's two immediate
No
picks.
way.
This is rough for Tarleton, as it was only the
Fried Rice
window
is-
used, but it's enough to take down all of Tarleton. Because now, how do you find a way back in?
Fried Rice did get booped off the map. Very unfortunate.
Oh, Flex is going to get caught out by that wall, so nice pick there. Good follow-up from Tarleton. This is exactly what they needed. Bob,
They have to touch soon. They have a second.
looks like they are going to get it. Shmoopel gets demeched, and he'll opt to just fall off the map. Because now Tarleton,
Under reset.
arguably best case scenario, they were able to find picks without having to use any ultimates of their own. Because you look at the ultimates for Widener, you'd expect them to just pretty much dump here on one of these next fights.
Tarleton has to find an early pick, especially on someone who has an ult. Try and make
Yeah.
it more of a fair fight.
This is going to be tough to hold. So many resources
We're definitely
available.
both abused. Here we go.
Diva Bomb's going to come out, try to keep Shmoopel alive. It's going to find two onto Gimmick and Zorst, and those were the two ultimates available for Tarleton. It is a tragedy, as that is probably going to end up being enough to close us out here. And those are the two players you did not want to go down if you were Tarleton. Gimmick had the Coalescence, Zorst had the Overclock. That Diva Bomb, massive value from Shmoopel as they take Flashpoint, and we are all tied up once again in this series, 2-2. It'll be Flex with the play of the game.
This ends now.
Yeah.
Ooh, good shot there on the Bob.
Overclock is just so much damage coming out at once.
But yeah, we're going the distance here. Probably shouldn't have expected anything less.
I mean, best team is just... It's really coming down to it. Tarleton started to look like they were going to run away with the map, but it's just started getting rough. Unable to fully counter all the enemy team plays. But we should be starting relatively soon. Unless we ended up needing another 3-minute break, that's going to take probably about triple the time, but...
Yeah, no indication. So we do get the bans now. It's going to be a ban on Shimbali.
Not sure what we could see out of the side of Tarleton. Maybe Fried Rice should have swapped earlier and they would have been able to win second point. Just a bit. Tarleton started lacking a little bit with not really ult economy, but just like, I guess, positioning. With Gimmick going down on that last point, unable to pop Coalescence, it's just, that was really like the turn point. If Gimmick was able to do it, then maybe there's a chance of winning. And I'm pretty sure Bob was really close to his ultimate as well. If he was able to get that off, it would have been a different story. But as we wait, let's see. No messages yet from the side of Tarleton. Probably thinking about what they want to pick.
Yeah, really discussing this one. Does it cycle back to control?
I believe so.
So Tarleton was not the best showing on control whenever, what was it? It was Lijiang Tower, right?
Yeah, Lijiang Tower.
Didn't have the best showing on that map, so.
I do know one of Tarleton's favorite maps in previous semesters was Samoa. And
yeah, it could be a
when
potential
we played
option.
on it, it was pretty good. I think we lost one time on Samoa last semester.
Tarleton really reviewing their options here. Just want to give themselves the best possible chance in this series.
While they are taking a break, I will take a break as well. I will be right back.
It'll be Rialto. Interesting stuff.
Little confused coming back and seeing Rialto on the map.
Yeah, I believe it's Escort. We might have been mistaken. It didn't cycle back to control. But Rialto is going to be the pick here. Tarleton's, they indicated they're ready.
Not sure what comp we're gonna see actually. Here we go, starting.
Welcome to reality. Initiating match.
All right, this is it. Winner of Rialto here on Escort will move on here in Nationals. And Shmoopel is going to elect to run it back on the Diva for Tarleton. We're going to see the Fried Rice Roadhog.
I was a little confused for a second. I saw Dampish Penny on the Venture. That's something you don't see every day. The Roadhog pick I do like, especially just opening up with.
So let's give it to them.
Being able to hook some people off the bridge is an amazing thing to do. Can definitely help win a game. Or a change up fight, really. Got some funky moves coming out from Fried Rice there. Here we go, getting started.
Defender's going to opt to play this high ground spot that you see pretty much so often. Fried Rice not wasting any time. Look, barely not connecting. They're going to go ahead and take this corner as quickly as they can.
Widener just opting to give bridge, not wanting to risk an early pick from getting hooked and or booped off.
Flex is actually going to take out Zorse. So that's going to be first kill going in favor of Widener. But Tarleton's been able to push up pretty far. Let's see how they try and contest the high ground. Hanakawa removes Bob. Fried Rice taking heavy hits. Able to sustain himself here with his healing.
Dampish Penny falling a little low. Fried Rice leading to about quarter HP.
It's
Great
Zorse
heals.
again. Hanakawa one-shots him. So Tarleton's really struggling to get past this point. That wall is pretty nice from Dampish Penny. Zorse opting to swap to Widow to deal with the Hanzo. Hanzo's already earning that ultimate, actually. Gonna force Fried Rice back. He gets taken out. See if this Widow's able to find anything here.
He's looking for it, but just nothing's connecting right now. Bit of a rough time.
Would you look at this? We're gonna get the Winston from Fried Rice for the first time in the series.
There we go. I do love seeing him on Winston.
Oh, and it's Dampish Penny to immediately deny the overclock from Flex. Amazing out of the May. And unfortunately, nothing's really landing here.
Cryo from
Fried Rice trying to get this finish onto Vestige. Shmoopel gonna be demeched.
Anti coming out. Fried Rice getting down to 1 HP.
And he's not able to keep himself up, but it's traded by Zorse. So it should be Tarleton to be able to continue to push this one forward.
His bubble did not land where he thought. Putting him out in the open, just exposed.
Now Shmoopel has made his way back at this point. Tarleton still hasn't gotten the full way there. Dampish Penny off the ice block here pretty early. And Fried Rice gets taken out. Second ultimate from Hanakawa already. Wow, and then Bob also gets found by the Diva Bomb, thinking he's behind cover. Starting to get to the dangerous point. Oh man, Gimmick caught completely off guard. Yeah, time is definitely going to be a factor. Dampish Penny now goes on to the Ash. One of my personal favorites.
Double snipers. Fried Rice able to do a bit of damage. Not really too much to note, but jumps in, goes after that Diva, about to be demeched. There goes that mech. Dampish Penny taking out
Nice
Vestige.
couple of picks.
Fried Ice took out Schmoople. Dampish Penny taking out the enemy Widow, but goes down to Hanakawa. Bob taking out one Magic Mind.
But the good news for Tarleton is they were eventually able to get the payload to the checkpoint. So a close call, really, but the picks from Dampish Penny very influential in that one. As this kind of double sniper comp along with the Winston dive pressure seems to have worked out for them for now.
I was about to have Primal ready to go. There it is.
Bob removes Flex from the equation.
And
Now Fried Rice.
Juno gone. Is barely missing. Gets slept. Maybe used a little bit. Maybe prematurely. Fried Rice not finding too much value. And that's going to be Orbital Ray used by Vestige there. And Nano.
Yeah, it's just two support ultimates putting in work. Fried Rice is going to opt to fall off the map here. Gimmick is unfortunately getting staggered. I don't think he's going to be able to live this one.
Gimmick really trying to live, but just doing a little bit more harm than good.
That could really impact Tarleton here as they have to wait on his return for extra few precious seconds.
There we go. We saw Widow come out from the enemy.
Good headshot from Dampish Penny.
Our guy's just going in there.
Quick reposition, but he's going to get caught immediately.
Anti coming out doing a lot of work.
Zorus almost landing that kill. Onto Flex. Tarleton only having a minute now. Has to try and get something done. There it is. Zorus finding one pick onto the enemy Widow and the ultimate being brought out. So Tarleton with a big opportunity here. Numbers advantage. These Diva Bombs. These Diva Bombs have been pretty scary all series long. There's the Bob from Dampish.
Dragon came out from the enemy Hanzo.
Yeah, there's the Diva Bomb. It's going to take out Fried Rice. Dampish Penny trades one back onto Magic Mind.
Not sure what happened with Fried Rice getting taken out there. Did not expect that.
Dampish Penny's getting dove. He's in a lot of trouble. Bob's doing what he can to keep him up. Dampish Penny's going to get one back, so Vestige is removed. We'll see what Fried Rice is able to get done here. Yes, him and Gimmick have enough damage combined to take out Hanakawa. As Fried Rice continues to go and he gets slept. Gimmick is removed here. Fried Rice is continuing to put pressure on the backline as he tries to work towards his primal. He's getting so close.
He needs to be careful not to C9.
And there we go. He's got it. There's going to be a touch from Tarleton. But it looks like all these players are going to fall. And we'll see if this ends up being enough. He's only get about halfway up the second point here on Rialto.
Little rough from Tarleton there. Not really able to get too much of a lead. Kind of just would get like one good team fight, able to move it, and then lose the next two, and then win one, lose two. Tarleton just not really able to find any massive picks, being able to capitalize on them. Kind of leaving them just behind. I am curious how Tarleton is going to set up for this defensive side now. We are going to see Fried Rice onto the Ram. Bob and Gimmick on the same. Zorus on the Widow still. And then, oh, I lied. Zorus onto the... Wow, I forgot what her name is already. Sojourn, there we go. And then Dampish Penny is going to be back on the May. This will be a pretty interesting round. See, I'd love to see how Tarleton's going to hold this. And we're going to see on the side of Winder, sorry. Flex on the Widow, Hanakawa on the Bjorddd Classic, Schmoople on the Diva again, and then Vestige and one Magic.
I'll say these Diva Bombs have been finding a massive value. Every single one of these ultimates have connected onto one or more players from Schmoople.
I'm not sure how the last Diva Bomb landed onto Fried Rice, I was sure he was going to dodge it.
So it really has to be a point of emphasis for Tarleton on this final defensive stand. They want to try and come out here with the dub.
Playing back a little bit, not wanting to, you know, get booped or anything.
Yeah, definitely respecting some of this poke and the pressure being put on from the Diva. But once they get to this corner here, that's when the real fighting begins.
Why don't you just poke back and forth? Fried Rice going in, wants this Diva out of mech as soon as possible.
Hanakawa gonna 1v1 Zorse here on high ground. Gets pushed off by Schmoopel. So far, the defensive stand from Tarleton working out pretty well. Zorse taking down the low HP, finished off by the Dynamite. In the meantime, Fried Rice gonna demech Schmoopel.
I'll definitely take that trade if we're able to take down the Diva.
And Bob's gonna also remove Hanakawa. So big value there. Fried Rice trying to get the finishing blow into Schmoopel, not quite able to do it.
He needs to be careful here. That Diva probably, let's see, yeah, about to be able to remech, but goes down.
There we go. Dampish Penny also removing Vestige as well. So good opener here for Tarleton on this defense as Dampish Penny's worked his way towards his ultimate already. He's going to get in position to try and drop it down. We're going to stay on him for now. Oh, immediate ice block. Dampish Penny, you have to be careful. Walls himself off to get himself out of trouble.
He has to get out of there. Fried Rice going and taking a lot of damage.
Well, big trade there for Zorse as well. Flex taking down the one. Fried Rice using the ultimate, taking out two. It's Hanaquato, magic one to fall. Zorse, another pick onto Vestige. So the Nano not getting anything done. Schmoopel's going to have to retreat. Big value from Fried Rice. As that's the only ultimate they had to use. Still plenty of ults available for Tarleton as this fight continues. Zorse almost doing enough to burst that player. Has the overclock available to him now too.
Here comes a Diva Bomb, but Fried Rice does have shield this time.
And it's going to be kited out well. It's going to be the re-aggress with Coalescence from Gimmick as he plays aggressively, along with the ultimate from Dampish Penny. And you go 2 for 2 ultimates, and Tarleton still with control of this robot with a minute to go. Or, sorry, not the robot, the cart. Not gonna lie, the progress has been completely halted here from the attackers.
Tarleton doing an amazing job at just stalling as much as they
As you're looking at 80% on Annihilation once again for Fried Rice. Tarleton's ult economy booming. Looks like there's going to be a play here attempted from Widener as they look to flip the map and try and catch Tarleton off guard as they're not able to push past this choke. It's going to be a reposition from Fried Rice to try and deal with this along with the rest of the team. There's Overclock being used by Flex along with the Bob. It's a lot of ultimates. Might be causing trouble. Dampish Penny first pick onto Magic. Gimmick's going to fall to Flex. Bob finding massive value on the Kiriko. He'll take down another one. And still with the Kitsune Rush available. He's going to go ahead and use it now. Fried Rice finds kill on the Schmoopel. And it's looking good for Tarleton to close this one out. They're going to move forward here at Nationals if they can take down this final player. It's just the Juno touching. Fried Rice falling asleep at the wheel a little bit.
He's here.
But it's going to be Zorse to find 2 kills. Zorse with a triple. It's over. Tarleton move on in Nationals.
What a game. Jeez.
That one went the distance. Tarleton tested all the way through it. But eventually it is a combination of Bob and Zorse finding multiple multi-frags.
This is something I haven't seen in a while. A Juno play of the game.
Wow, that was satisfying.
Massive value. More or less getting 2 and helping the team just win everything.
Amazing stuff out of our Tarleton players.
I mean, it was looking really rough for the side of Tarleton.
The defensive stand there on Rialto ended up being the difference maker. It's really Widener. Yeah, couldn't find a way through. So well played. We'll have it before we head out of here.
I mean, good stuff. I mean, it was looking rough. Tarleton really was kind of struggling, but they got their stuff together and locked in. So, all I gotta say, and we're finna go. Hopefully, we can go to the distance and win another one.
Yeah, well played from our guys, but that's going to do it for us here today. We'll be back next week for more Overwatch Nationals. It has been a pleasure casting. Once again, it's been Bjorddd and VA Beast, but we're going to be heading out now. Thanks everyone for watching. As Tarleton move forward here in Nationals with a 3-2 victory in a close first round series against Widener. We are heading out.
All right. See y'all.
Thank you.